GSHC en dégustant un burger. C'est grand TV, dans les nouveaux les plus grands points de burger. L'accent des meubles, le savoir de la batture des Vernet.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pat Gelsinger.
Good morning, VMworld. Okay, let's try this one more time. Day 2 VMworld. Let's try this. Good morning, VMworld. Woo! It is really great to be back here. And what a fabulous day 1 of our announcements and activities and hands-on labs and focus sessions. I mean, really tremendous. The cloud, our end user computing, the security. And we're excited because we got some good stuff coming yet today as well. It really is a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you so much for the great response that we had from yesterday. And without further ado, let's dive right into day 2. And as Sanjay set up yesterday, we were going to have some Q&A time. So we got a bunch of feedback on Q&As. We had the prioritization of those last night. And Michael and I are going to start out with a fireside chat, tackling a few of those questions. And then we're also, since we can't get to all of them, we're going to spend time, Michael and I today, doing a video session, answering a bunch more of them. We'll be posting that and pushing those out to everybody as well. So without further ado, please welcome to the stage Michael Dell, founder, CEO of Dell Technologies, and chairman of the board of VMware. Michael Dell. Michael, it is great to have you here. And as we said, we cut it off at about midnight last night. We got a bunch of questions coming in, and people are anxious for us to answer a few things for them.
Awesome, let's do it.
Yeah. So looking at these, we received a number of questions about VMware support. I guess I should take that one, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
Probably so, yeah.
Idea.
I was afraid you say that. And, some of those about support quality, response time, those type of issues. And, the first thing, I just want to say to everybody is, thank you for your feedback. And anytime our support or our products do not meet your expectations, we want to know about it. So please give us that feedback. Give us that feedback at, myvmware.com. We got a spot for that. Please call us, give your rep that feedback. We really want to know that that's the case, because anything that doesn't meet your expectation isn't living up to our brand reputation. So please give the feedback. Now, some of the questions, sort of centered around length of time and support calls, the quality of people being able to respond to things directly. I'll say I'm disappointed to hear that some of you have concerns in that area, because our support has generally gotten great NPS scores. We monitor that regularly. We monitor queue times, hold times, length of time to respond. So anytime those deviate, we look at them carefully. And this to me is an area that, it's easy to get focused on profitability and so on, but customer quality of support is what we're focused on there. And Scott Batos, who leads that area for us, he is the most customer-oriented human on the planet. We're going to monitor it. Thank you for that feedback. Based on that question, we're going to have some follow-up sessions that dig into that a little bit more closely, to not just look at the means and the averages, but also to look at the tail and, the standard deviation in that area. Yesterday we did announce some new support capabilities. One of those in particular, the Skyline, pushing out proactive support, that we can be predictive and proactive with customers to avoid ever needing a support call, and being able to us call you as opposed to you calling us as well. So, and I encourage you to go look at Skyline. We have a demo booth on the showcase floor, and that and other things. But thank you for that area of feedback. We are committed to be, simply put, your best technology partner. The second one, sort of centered on, questions about AI, future topics, quantum computing, machine learning. And I think both of us should probably touch on this one a little bit, Michael.
Sure.
But maybe you can start your thoughts in that area as well.
Great. Well, look, I think we're in perhaps one of the most exciting times ever in human history and human development. And if you think about what's going on right now with the explosion in the number of smart connected devices and intelligent nodes and the cost of making something intelligent approaching zero, and as we travel around the world and talk to our customers, the digital transformation is game on. And when you overlay on top of that the enormous amount of data that's being created, and the amount of data that's being created is doubling faster and faster out there in the world. And then on top of that, you overlay this really interesting and exciting computer science, the artificial intelligence, the machine intelligence. You get a tremendous age of human machine working together in a tremendous set of possibilities for the future. I think we're just at the beginning of this. One of the things we think a lot about across Dell Technologies is the data, because the fuel for these engines of AI and machine intelligence, and certainly we have lots of compute power and storage and protecting and managing these environments, but the data is incredibly important. Because you can have the best algorithms of the world, but without any data to feed it, your AI is not going to be very good, right? And so, we think a lot about that. We're seeing these use cases really take off. And look, I think right now we're talking about data. A little later on in today's presentation, we'll be talking about applications and developers. But across the Dell Technologies family, the digital transformation is game on. I think there's another interesting element of this, which is it's really much broader than IT, right? It is a CEO agenda topic, right? It is how do you evolve your company? What's the strategy of your company? And if you're not thinking about how you're going to use all this data to, in the moment, make your product and service better, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, and I'll say, one of the things I sort of like this story, that when I was architecting the 486, literally 1985, I'm architecting the 486, and one of the things we looked at was how to make the 486 a great AI machine. Right? I was at 1985, can you believe it? Right, at the time, and the core of AI has been maturing for 30 years, and what's changed is massive compute and massive data, and yeah, we've made some algorithmic progress with deep machine learning, but the core was never really possible to be unleashed before the compute and data got at the scale that we are now. And clearly, in some examples like the app defense announcement yesterday, to me, one agenda is everybody in the tech industry needs to be integrating machine learning and AI into their products. Their products need to get better, more predictive, more insightful as a result of machine learning and AI. And that's a good example. But also our job is then to say, how can we take this platform that we're building and enable many people to build new applications and services on top of it, including machine learning, AI, big data applications as well. And that to us is exciting. And some of the edge work that we discussed yesterday, this is where tech is breaking out of the nest and we're reaching into areas never possible before, and being able to put intelligence further and further into everyday human life.
There's a coming boom in edge computing. And when you, again, think about the data, there's going to be a lot of data out there on the edge. And as you get the 5th generation cellular network and all these nodes are talking to each other, you'll have a different kind of cloud that will emerge. And all sorts of new requirements in terms of how you manage and deal with that data. So we're thinking about a lot of those issues now, and across the family here, we've got a great set of capabilities.
Yeah, we've been at it for 3+ decades now, Michael. We got another couple of decades of exciting stuff in front of us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we'll look back 30 years from now, and the first 30 years was actually not that exciting compared to what's ahead of us.
Yeah, in fact, I like saying today is the slowest day of technological evolution of the rest of your lives.
For sure.
The next question was sort of in this area of the SMB. We had lots of, that 200 logos that Sanjay, that was just impressive.
Right.
But maybe the question was sort of, don't forget us, don't forget about us, the smaller company as well. And, maybe Michael, you might start on that topic because, that's been so central to your business forever.
Well, what I would say is that, if you look at the, economy, right, and you look at, where jobs are created, most of the jobs are actually created by small and medium businesses and emerging companies. And that's actually where most people work, right? And so I'm proud to say, since we completed the combination with VMware and EMC, Pivotal, and the rest of the Dell Technologies family, we've added tens of thousands of new customers into the, family here. And a lot of those are new VMware customers that are in that small and medium business space. And together we've been reimagining our products to say, how do we serve not only the big giant companies that you saw, the logos and the biggest governments in the world? We are honored to serve those customers for sure. But also, how do you serve all these other small and medium sized businesses and emerging companies? And we've got a lot of great things going on in product development, new products. vSAN is very relevant for those customers. VxRail doing extremely well in the SMB market, and many, many more things that we're working on together.
Yeah, and I'll just say, we've had such success, 500,000 customers, and maybe 20,000 are big. But that means 480 or 90,000 are small, and I love the question because we can never lose focus on that, and that's one thing clearly. Dell is keeping us very accountable, and how do we make sure we're building good products together to satisfy them? And some examples like vSAN are great, very good in that portion of the market. But some of our other products and some of our focus has become maybe a little bit too much high end, and I really commit to all of you that are sort of SMB. We will continue to make sure we do a great job engineering and innovating for you as well. Maybe the next one is sort of in the ecosystem area. And, questions around, hey, co-opetition, ecosystem, HCI, public cloud, the breadth of partners here. Are we really committed to continue to have this diverse ecosystem, Michael?
We said this back in October of 2015 when we announced the plan to combine. We said it again, when the combination was complete a year ago, and we'll say it again here. And I am incredibly pleased to see the open, independent ecosystem of VMware thrive and be very vibrant. You see it out there on the show floor. You see it in the continuing adoption of VMware technologies by open ecosystem partners. Look, this is a key part of VMware's success. And so we're fully committed to that. And, it's as strong as it's ever been. I think it only gets stronger. And all the great work that the VMware team is doing in extending the VMware technology reach with cross-cloud architecture, the amazing things that are going on with NSX, which I continue to be very, very excited about. The announcements yesterday, announcements we'll have later on today. The open ecosystem of VMware continues to grow and be very, very vibrant.
Yeah, and we have 400 plus companies here, and every time I've talked to you about one of those partnerships, Michael, you've been very consistent. If it's good for VMware, it's good for Dell Technologies.
Absolutely.
And that simple line, right? Any of the partnership announcements. I mean, some of them that we announced yesterday, good for Dell. Some of them, hey, they're a co-opetition, and you've been absolutely consistent in that respect. And also, you have some partners. Hey, I may not be as excited about some of those relationships as well. And
I understand.
Yeah.
It'll be fine, Pat. Don't worry about it. Everything's gonna work out.
Okay.
Relax. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Moving right along. We also
therapy.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Dell. One last topic to touch on before we move on. Synergy. We talked about some of the partnership, creating value together as well. And this is just a great topic, Dell EMC, how you're coming together, but also VMware and how we're innovating together. A few thoughts in that area?
Yeah, what I've seen is the more we do together, the better it gets. I think Dell EMC and VMware, go together like peanut butter and chocolate, right? And we've got a great thing going here. We talked a lot about revenue synergies, and that was driven by not only cross-selling, but also a deep level of technical integration, innovation in creating new products and solutions. And we're seeing that in all the things that we're rolling out. Every time there's a new, Dell EMC announcement or a VMware announcement, you can see the deep integration while we retain this open ecosystem of other partners. So, when we talked about the revenue synergies, a year or so ago, we're absolutely ahead of plan there, right? That's going faster and better than we planned for, maybe than any of us thought. But great news there, and absolutely delighted with how everything has come together here.
Yeah, and it's great to see the synergies, the teams as they start to work together, have some success in the marketplace, and products like VxRail, knocking it out of the park. Some of the integrations with the clients.
400% growth. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good, right? Even in Texas, that's pretty good.
Absolutely.
Good, but we're not done there with the synergies, are we, Michael?
No, we're not. There's more to happen here, and one of the things that we've been seeing in the innovation space is a lot of innovation in our customers around next generation applications, and particularly containers, and using that as a way of accelerating the pace of change and progress inside their businesses.
Well, we sort of hinted yesterday that we might have a little announcement today. Maybe we should get on with it, Michael.
All right.
Okay, we'll do that.
So good time.
And in fact, it's our pleasure today to have Rob Mead, the CEO of Pivotal, join us here to talk about the next thing that we're doing together. So we bring him up.
Absolutely.
Rob Mead, please join us.
So, hi, Michael, Pat.
Oh, hey, Rob, it's great to have you here. And, it's amazing what Pivotal has accomplished. It's about 4 years ago, we took a bag of parts out of VMware and a bag of parts out of EMC, and we said, these sort of belong together. Let's form this company called Pivotal. And you guys have made incredible progress since then. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, well, it's great to be here at VMworld with everyone. Excited to tell you about the progress we've been making and some interesting things that are coming up. We've had the privilege of working with many of the biggest companies in the world, in the Fortune 500, Ford, GE, Citi, the Home Depot, Allstate, really amazing companies.
Yeah, just amazing brands that you have. It's incredible.
And in fact, Cloud Foundry is in use at over 50% of the Fortune 500 now.
And what I've seen with Pivotal Cloud Foundry is companies are super compelled by this idea of being able to express their competitive differentiation through software. And this is the essence, I think, of what Pivotal has been able to accomplish. And all our customers are, in one way or another, facing a similar challenge, right? They've got their production apps. They want to get more value from those. But there's this urgency of the digital transformation. And how do I very quickly enable my business using all the data that I have, and I gotta get busy, right? and that's where they call Rob and Pivotal in.
Right, and customers, they need to run thousands of legacy applications. They need to build new cloud native applications to take their business into the future. And they want to do all of this, not sacrificing availability or security, and they want to reduce costs at the same time. We engineered Pivotal Cloud Foundry to address all of its challenges.
Well, it's great to talk about what you've done, Rob, and I think a lot of people here are experiencing that, a lot more need to know about. But let's dive into the news, because the more and more we talk to customers, containers and the excitement around that, But we see customers face this challenge with, we got the cool kids over here doing the container development stuff, but how do you run it in production? How do we bridge between the, operations and infrastructure folks to the developer and the DevOps folks, and, how do we work together to solve this?
Yeah. Well, Pivotal's been working with containers for a long time, and we're really excited to be able to bring all of that experience to the world of Kubernetes. And we know that our customers have challenges running Kubernetes in their data centers, right? So last November, we began partnering with Google to build an open source technology called Kubo. Building on top of that, now I'm proud to announce Pivotal Container Service, which is a new jointly engineered offering for Pivotal and VMware.
So PKS, what is it? Give us the beef.
PKS, it's always going to contain the latest stable release of Kubernetes, keeping constant compatibility with Google Cloud Engine. It's engineered to be incredibly efficient to operate. It's got NSX built in, so it has a strong focus on application security, and comes out of the box with integration with Google Cloud, with the Google Cloud Platform services.
Okay, and clearly, so building on that foundation, Kubernetes, Pivotal, right, NSX, all the other VMware components we're going to deliver and integrate around that as well. All those investments you all have been making for years, we're going to make those work. vRealize automation, vRealize operation, our new Wavefront telemetry, making sure that all of the aspects of what we do with vSphere integration and vCenter utilization, all that stuff works as people take PKS and be able to scale up to the full capabilities of PCF as well. So making all of that just come together really well. And to us, we're quite excited about this capability of PKS, Pivotal Container Service, to run your business.
And I mentioned working with Google. So at this point, I'd like to introduce someone very special, Sam Ramji from Google Cloud. Please come up.
Yeah, good to see you. Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Good morning. So it is fantastic to be here. All of you are running the hearts of enterprise data centers everywhere. It's a privilege to be able to speak to this community. It's fantastic.
Well, and look, Sam, Google is a company, if there ever was one, that was cloud first and born in the cloud. And you guys have also been fellow travelers with VMware and Dell EMC and building out these cloud architectures. And we've talked about that for a long time, and particularly with Pivotal and Cloud Foundry. And now you're taking your expertise in containers and the cloud, and you're contributing it to the community. And I think that's really powerful, and we're seeing that resonate. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing to take containers to the next level.
So container-centric cloud is a more portable cloud. So I think probably everybody here has seen that container adoptions hit warp speed. We see an open hybrid cloud forming on Kubernetes, like one great open source project moving very, very fast. Kubernetes has already had 53,000 commits just in the last few years, right up there with Cloud Foundry. It's accelerating, and we have this one place that we can all share our ideas together. The great thing about open source is we've taken what we've learned at Google with 10 years of container orchestration at scale, building on Borg. Now, Borg has been running containers for Google for over 13 years. We have learned how to run billions of containers in real time, supporting Google Search, supporting Gmail, supporting YouTube, and we've poured all of that expertise into Kubernetes to be able to give that back as a gift to the community. So being able to share it with you, do co-engineering, kind of bring the capabilities of all these to customers. We put that into Google Cloud as Google Container Engine, which we call GKE. So thank you for the nod with PKS, pointing at the Kubernetes inside. So it's a managed service, makes it really easy to run containers in the cloud, from prototype to production to planetary scale.
So Sam, it is just really great to have you here. So give some of your thoughts on PKS and why that's so important for our mutual customers.
So our customers really want to be able to run compute wherever they want, right? Sometimes they want to run it in the cloud, sometimes they want to run it in their data center, many data centers, and in fact, many clouds. So they've been asking us, how can we get some of that capability that we get from Google Container Engine, but deploy it where we want? So that's where Pivotal Container Service is just fantastic. It's built on the same rock-solid Cloud Foundry infrastructure called BOSH, as Rob talked about, the Kubo common open source base, so powerful. And then being able to do this constant compatibility. All of you running data centers know that inconsistency is the enemy. So if we can deliver you the same service, the same time, every time this incredibly fast-moving community updates its software, we will give you a common service that runs the same way. That'll make your lives easier. But we're also aware that every application needs services to run on it. So we're putting Google Cloud Services directly into PKS. Anywhere that you have Pivotal Container Service, you know, Bigtable, BigQuery, machine learning, Spanner, AI, the latest and greatest from Google. So that's exciting to us. So it's your hybrid cloud.
Well, look, this is a really exciting day for us, and I am especially proud to see, you know, two members of the Dell Technologies family come together, Pivotal and VMware, working so closely together. And, you know, one of the things we heard loudly and clearly from our customers was, we want you to do stuff like this, right? And to bring this together with Google is tremendously exciting. I think enabling the next wave of IT and digital transformation for our customers. So, you know, thank you guys very much. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Rob.
Well, it's a pleasure. You mentioned fellow travelers before. And when I had the first conversation with you a while ago about that, I had met Rob a few years ago because he asked me to be the CEO of Cloud Foundry Foundation. Now, about 9 months ago, I joined Google, and as part of that, I'm Google's board representative to the Cloud Native Computing Foundation. Why all these foundations? So that we can have open technology and nice things. The CNCF is the home of Kubernetes. So I am thrilled to welcome both VMware and Pivotal as platinum members of the Cloud Native Computing Foundation today.
Very good.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, you know, Rob, you know, it's been great what you've been able to accomplish at the Pivotal. You know, it really is exciting, and partnering with you for PKS is thrilling. You know, Sam, you honor us by your presence here, and happy to join you in CNCF and really, you know, move this forward around Kubernetes and that community. You know, Michael, you know, thank you for the Q&A and being here with us to make this exciting announcement today. Everybody, let's give it up again for Rob, Sam, and Michael.
Thank you. All right.